Hello, Ravi sir. Good evening.
Very good evening. How are you, sir?
Yes. We are fine, sir. How are you, sir?
Oh, yes. Little restricted by the pandemic, but otherwise we are okay.
Yes.
Even IGC 2020 is going to be held online.
Yes, I know. Again, I think IGC 2022 is in Kochi, I think. So now we are...
2022 will be in Cochin. Hopefully, by that time, everything will settle down.
Yes, of course. I said this. I said this will be over in a matter of months, a few months. I think IGC 2021 will be physical. Let us hope.
Yeah. Let us hope for that.
Sir, where is it?
Yes.
We will meet in
Trichy.
Trichy, yeah, correct. So 2020 is in Trichy.
2021 is in Trichy. 22 is in Kochi.
Oh, I see. So that means 2 consecutive years in South India.
Sir, even Vizag is South India.
Oh, I see.
3 consecutive hat trick.
Actually, executive committee, there are a lot of members from the south.
Yeah, I see.
Actually, Bombay was trying very hard for it, 2022.
I see.
But the voting pattern in the EC was such that Kochi won.
So actually, sir, for IGC 2023, Trivandrum is a candidate. We are also a candidate.
No, sir, after Kochi, we would like to move somewhere else.
Sir, even this IT Indore and Gandhinagar will also try for 2023 IGC. They are trying very hard for that.
I see, because actually Trivandrum wanted to try for 2022, but I don't know, somehow Kochi overtook us, and we and so far we never got an opportunity to host in Trivandrum. So Professor Balan was very much upset. Anyway, okay, now we'll see. or maybe we'll try for 2024. Maybe
in fact, there were new venues like Aurangabad and Kharagpur that had bid for the 2022.
I see.
So, Allahabad, of course, again they had also bid. But of course, Allahabad has conducted some time back. I think 2 IGCs have been held in Allahabad long time back, though.
I see. And for us, Trivandrum, so far we never got opportunity. So we are okay.
But you are a young chapter, isn't it?
Yeah, we started in 2015, but already we conducted 2 international conferences and about 3-4 nationals. So we were very much looking forward for IGC, that prestigious conference.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have this annual lecture, this Professor TS Ramanathan lecture every year. Yeah. Now also we have decided to host one more, that Dr. TK Gopal's lecture. Again, another annual lecture. I think that will happen in January. So that I am organizing this year. So anyway, that
is Dr. GK Gopalan? Gopalakrishnan?
Dr. TK Gopalakrishnan, sir, he was a famous geotech consultant in Trivandrum for more than 4 decades.
I see.
And he was a professor in College of Engineering in Trivandrum, and he was a student of Professor T.S. Ramanathan here, and Dr. T.K. Gopalakrishnan passed away about 3 months ago.
Okay.
So we decided to host one more annual lecture in remembrance of Professor T.K. Gopalakrishnan. So that will be either January or February. So that this year we are hosting. My institute is hosting this year.
Okay. So all these lectures you should bring out in the form of a Springer book.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, exactly.
Because there are many other places also which are hosting such memorial lectures. Like there is a Piyush Parikh. Goa is also doing one.
Yeah, I know that. This one. That
fellow.
Yes. So Victor De Mello. Victor De Mello.
So all lectures, I think we should put together and have a book come out.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I think that we can try. We can coordinate among chapters. We'll coordinate.
And then Springer will be interested.
Yeah, of course.
Sir, I have one idea. Why not all the lectures lectured in webinar, via webinar? That should be compiled as a book.
Sir, the problem is that most of these webinars, they were in the form of presentations only. No paper was written. And if you were to write a paper, obviously, with the current rules of, plagiarism and all, many of these material cannot be, put in the form of a publication book, which is because most of the people have only their earlier publications. They have
maybe a type of handbook, only presentation part.
That can be done. I think that can be done. Just presentation part.
All the PPT.
Because more than 50.
Abstract is already there. All the lectures, whatever we listen and we see, this is already in the PPT. If we compile without any repetition, and there should be one bank type, one center where all the webinars related PPT can be submitted, and from that only without repeating.
That IGs can be asked to have host a link on the website.
Yeah. That will be more useful, I think, because in these webinars, mostly practical problems are discussed.
Yes.
So that will be quite useful for everyone, for students, for academicians, and maybe the practicing engineers.
So I think at IIT Gandhinagar, so they have something called iGrip. So they are doing that. I think these webinars they are recording, and these recorded webinars, these recorded presentations, they are available on the website. They are given links.
So that is there.
Yeah, I think maybe we also can do that. I think we also can try that.
Dr. Jaymohan, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir. Of course, sir. I can hear you.
Welcome. I think thank you for welcoming everybody. I'm Dr. Narayanan, head of the Department of Civil Engineering, Marine Engineering College. I want to confirm whether my voice is clear or not. Whether
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Sir, anybody from NIT Calicut attending today?
I'm not sure about that. I think
we can check up with the organizers, the main organizers. There are several people like Dr. Chandragaran, who is very active in of geotechnical engineering. I don't know whether he has come. We'll check out that.
Yeah.
We'll be with you in a minute, sir.
Yeah. So last year in 2019, we had a conference in Trivandrum, which was associated with TC 202. But even though that Spengler publications we were trying, but unfortunately after all the review process, after checking plagiarism and all, finally only hardly about 25 papers qualified. That was too less for the publication. So that now we are not able to proceed. That is the issue with us right now.
Oh, I see. I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah. So actually, after the plagiarism check and after the third review, only hardly we have only 22, 23 papers. So that for Springer, the numbers are wide. So now I think we are now we are planning to mail to all the authors to revise and again resend. Now we are planning like that.
Yes, you should ask the authors to, because they send that document where the plagiarism is.
Sir, actually we sent to the others, but many of them did not respond later. So from the people who revised and resubmitted, but hardly we have only 22 now with hand. So now I think we are our person is contacting everybody again, because those Springer people are constantly following it. What happened? Please send fast.
So how many of the expert lectures were having this problem?
Sir, I think there were plagiarism issues. The plagiarism issue.
Hello, Dr. Shah.
Hi. Hi, sir. Hello, sir. Good.
Hi.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Sorry. Good evening. Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir. I am Rani here. Welcome, sir. Welcome all of you, sir.
Yeah. Hi, madam.
Ravi Sundaram, sir. Sir, sir. Jaman, sir. Sanjay. Good evening, sir.
Hello, Dr. Vasant Havanagi.
Good evening.
You have a very nice background.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Namaskar, Sanjay sir.
Namaskar. How are you?
I am fine.
I think now it is time for the symposium to start. We have to switch off our the personal messages.
Now Dr. Rani can take over.
Just one second.
Pleasant good evening to the galaxy of honorable guests, dignitaries, faculty, students to this magnificently glorious day. I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all present here for the inaugural ceremony of Symposium on Highway Infrastructure and TSR Lecture supported by Technical Committee 202, International Society for Soil Mechanics and Geotechnical Engineering. So without further ado, let's embark with a silent prayer. Now, to deliver the welcome speech, let me cordially invite Dr. Narayan S., Head of the Department Civil Engineering, Marine Engineering College.
Good morning, everybody. Symposium on Highway Infrastructure and TSR Lecture, organized by IGS Student Chapter, Marine Engineering College, in collaboration with IGS Trivandrum Chapter. I am Dr. Narayanan, Head of the Civil Engineering Department, Marine Engineering College. It is my pleasant duty to welcome each and every one to the symposium. It is with pleasure I welcome Dr. Errol Tuttle-Mueller, Chairman TC202 ISSMGE. I also welcome Mr. Ravi Sundaram, Member TC202 ISSMGE. The management of Marine Engineering College was actively supported the organization of this symposium is also proudly welcomed to the inaugural function. Reverend Father Wilfred E., Manager, Professor Tommy Michael, Director, Academic, Dr. Samson A., Director, Dr. Ruby Abraham, Principal of the College, Father Sutish A. Berzar, and Senior Professor, Professor Joyce MB, and heads of all departments. Also being welcomed to this grand symposium are the Faculty of Civil Engineering Department, postgraduate students, and undergraduate students. All the participants who have eagerly registered for the symposium, we are proud to welcome you all. We hope that all the dignitaries can visit our campus in Trivandrum and enjoy your hospitality once this pandemic is over. I especially welcome Professor Rani V., Associate Professor, Joint Secretary IGS Trivandrum, and mentor of the Students Chapter, and all the student coordinators. I have seen a lot of other dignitaries on the screen. I think Professor Jay Mohan, Mr. Sunil Vasudevan, and others. I welcome you all. Once again, welcoming everyone. I thank you.
Thank you, sir. Let me now welcome the respected principal, Dr. Ruby Abraham, to deliver the presidential address.
Am I audible?
Oh, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Most respected guest of honor, Mr. Ravi Sundaram, respected manager, Father Wilfred, Dr. J.T. Shahu from IIT Delhi, Dr. Vasant, Dr. Jagdish, Dr. Jay Mohan, Dr. Balan, directors, Professor Rani, invited guests, and my dear participants. A very warm good evening to one and all. I am indeed happy and proud to be part of this prestigious program. Inauguration of Symposium on Highway Infrastructure and TSR Lecture series scheduled from December 1st to 5th. Also, I feel proud that our institution, Marine Engineering College, which is one of the leading engineering colleges in the state, could host this program. This happened only because of the hard work by the team of IGS members at Marian, led by Professor Rani. Also, I appreciate the support extended by IGS Trivandrum Chapter. All these days, the participants will get a golden chance to meet the most eminent persons in the field of geotechnical engineering and highway engineering. This year, the TSR lecture is delivered by Dr. S.K. Gandhi, a well-known geotechnics expert and an IIT professor. On this day, I remember Dr. T.S. Ramnath Iyer, whom many of us know personally. He was my principal when I was a BTech student. Later, he was a good friend and well-wisher. Any geotechnical engineer cannot forget his service as a geotechnical engineering expert, academician, researcher, and above all, a good human being. I am proud to be associated with him. Even though he was absorbed by the soil, he lives in our minds. Also, remember his beautiful wife who was behind him for all his activities. The next 5 days, I am sure, will be a feast for geotechnical engineering fraternity, far and near. They can meet and listen the well-known people like Mr. Ravi Sundaram, Engineer Sunil Vasudevan from Austria, Engineer Amol Himen and Dr. Shreyas from Arcade, India, Engineer Praveen Mulle and Engineer Chandrasekharan, both from Singapore. As principal of host institution, I extend all support to this wonderful program and wish all the very best for the successful completion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. We are extremely pleased and lucky to have the chairman of TZ202 ISSMGE, Dr. Errol Tutumla, with us. Errol Tutumla holds 2 MS degrees from Duke University and Georgia Tech, as well as a PhD from the very same, all in civil engineering. He has been the faculty Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering at the University of Illinois since 1996. In October 2006, he was recognized as the Paul F. Kent Endowed Faculty Scholar for his research accomplishments. Professor Tutumla also serves as the Director of International Programs for the department. He was at India in April 2018 as the chief guest of the International Symposium on Geotechnics for Transportation Infrastructure held at IIT Delhi and happened to deliver the keynote. We are glad that he is with us today to address the gathering. Since Errol sir is residing at Chicago, there is a considerable time lag, so he has sent in a video conveying his message, which will be played right now.
We can't hear.
It's not audible.
Good evening. My name is Errol Tutumla, and I'm a professor at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign in Champaign, Illinois, United States. This evening, I'm joining you with most pleasure to represent ISSMGE Technical Committee 202. Actually, I would like to share with you my slides here that I would like to add to the opening address of your conference. With that, I would like to mention that it gives me quite a pleasure to actually have the opportunity to welcome you all to the 2020 Symposium on Highway Infrastructure and TSR Lecture that is held right here at the Marion Engineering College and sponsored by the Indian Geotechnical Society, IGS, of the Tiruvananthapuram chapter of the state of Kerala in India. And this is a 5-day event, and today is the first day I am representing Technical Committee 202 of ISSMGE as the chair of the committee to once again welcome you all to this highway symposium. I would like to mention a little bit about ISSMGE to you. This is the International Society of Soil Mechanics and Geotechnical Engineering, and this is the preeminent professional body representing the interests and activities of engineers, academics, and contractors all over the world that actively participate in geotechnical engineering. Actually, you can easily Google ISSMGE to find their website, and you can realize that originally established back in 1936 by the first international conference held by Professor Carl Terzaki himself, the father of soil mechanics. Now the society has over 90 member countries and societies and over 20,000 individual members worldwide. With that, ISSMGE working structure consists of many of the boards and councils and related organizations as working committees. But the most important of all is that the member societies that come together to make the international society function is basically the most important. Especially the technical work, geotechnical engineering is undertaken by many of the committees, technical committees. And this is where I would like to mention to you that if you go visit the website of ISSMGE, you will find a good listing under committees and technical committees. These various committees that take part in the technical matters related to soil mechanics and geotechnical engineering. Transportation Committee, just about only having a history of 2 decades or so, was established as an applied or applications committee. And because of that, Transportation Geotechnical Committee deals a lot of with applications of geotechnical engineering in transportation fields. As part of the technical composition of the members, they come from many different member societies, a total of 31 countries, about 80 members listed and suggested by these countries. So we cover a lot of member societies. As you can see in this pie chart, there's the 80 members coming from various parts of the world, with 24 members coming from the Asia region, where India belongs to. These are all the countries listed here, including India, that actually we have 24 members from 8 countries. In India, we have Professor Shahu from IIT Delhi, Mr. Ravi Sundaram from Sengers, Dr. Vasant Hawanagi from CRRI, and several other friends of the TC202 committee representing actually transportation geotechnics. So if you want to look more about Transportation Geotechnics Committee, Technical Committee, and its activities, I would like to highly recommend you to visit the websites, the official website listed under the ISSMGE's TC202 Technical Committee here, as well as on an everyday basis, the conferences and updates that we have on many activities that go on from actually our Hokkaido University website. This is where the current website of the committee is handled by our secretary, Dr. Tatsuya Ishikawa. He's from Japan, and he's from Hokkaido himself. So if you visit the first website, this is the ISSMGE's Technical Committee website. You can clearly see all the photos and information about some of the activities. First of all, the terms of reference, which I will go through with you in the next slide, the list of members, recent news, information, and contact, right? As well as I said, in the Hokkaido University side, this is our dedicated TC202 Transportation Geotechnics website. You can find the information related to what is new, what kind of activities, publications, announcements, all of these ongoing. Basically, you can reach through the Hokkaido website. As you can see, the ICTG, 4th ICTG 2021 is the highlight. But at the same time, again, if you type just TC202 in Google search, you will be able to find both of these websites for easy actually access. I'm the chair of the committee since 2013. This is my second term. My second term started in 2017, almost finishing my second term. So is the case for secretary of the committee, Professor Tatsuya Ishikawa. You see his picture as well. Immediate past chair of the technical committee was Professor Antonio Gomez Correa from University of Minho. And here you see, as you can also find this list, an executive group of members representing many different parts of the world, plus actual membership of the committee under the ISSMGE's website. You can find all the contact names and contact information of our members. Now, one thing I'd like to mention to you about TC202, that's the terms of reference or the goal of the committee. As an applied or applications committee, our main goal is to apply broad engineering to bridge the gap between pavement, railway engineering, and geotechnical engineering. To me, since I work in this domain, there is no gap at all. This is a natural connection. The main task is to promote, therefore, our cooperation and exchange of information and knowledge about the geotechnical aspects in design construction, maintenance, monitoring, and upgrading of roads, railways, airfields, and harbor facilities. The tasks also cover the related environmental aspects, and to carry out actually, to serve the purposes here, some of the main topics that we identify as task forces, I would like to quickly list those. That's how we are functioning in organizing events, workshops, symposia, and so on. Task Force 1 promotes the use of non-traditional materials in embankments and structural layers. Task Force 2 dedicates activities on stabilization and reinforcement of geomaterials and implications of those in pavement and rail track design. Task Force 3 related to very lively topic on construction and earthworks and how to use intelligent construction technologies in earthworks. Task Force 4 is dedicated to rail track substructures, including some of the challenging transition zones, as well as the dynamic nature of transportation geodynamics aspects. That's the train loading, vehicular loading in railroads. Task Force 5 is focused on harbor geotechnics. Task Force 6 is on subsurface sensing of transportation infrastructure condition diagnostics. That's non-destructive testing primarily. Task Force 7 has to do with most important climatic effects nowadays on geomaterials, as well as moisture effects, temperature effects, and mechanics of unsaturated transportation foundations. Finally, there are 2 task forces that we have already created major activities on. That is the journal. The dedicated journal of TC202 is Transportation Geotechnics Journal, an Elsevier journal. And I'll tell you more about that, as well as Task Force 9. That is a lot of the activities that our committee does in terms of hosting conferences, doing workshops and symposia, as well as webinars, and especially a dedicated ISSMGE conference for our technical committee 202, you will see is the International Conference on Transportation Geotechnics. Here is the cover page picture of our journal called Transportation Geotechnics. It was certainly a new journal when in 2014, my very first year actually as the chairperson of the committee, we started with first issue in that first quarter of 2014. In addition to myself, Professor Antonio Gomez Correa from Portugal and Professor Yunmin Chen from China, we are co-editors-in-chief of this journal. Now, since 2019, the journal is in citation index, Science Citation Index, and we expect to receive your original articles to be published in this journal. The 9th item I mentioned is actually our International Conference on Transportation Geotechnics, but associated with that, you will find actually this information. ISSMGE has actually given us a named lecture series to select most prominent speakers to actually give proctor lectures. The very first proctor lecture was actually delivered by Professor Budima Indiraratna from University of Wollongong. Now he's with University of Technology, Sydney. And the second lecture was delivered by our own Professor Antonio Gomez Correa, our past chair, who actually organized and hosted the 3rd International Conference on Transportation Geotechnics in Portugal in year 2016. Actually, in this conference was the first proctor lecture delivered by Professor Indiraratna, and the second lecture by Professor Antonio Gomez Correa was delivered in 2017 International Conference in Seoul, Korea. Now, the 4th International Conference on Transportation Geotechnics is coming, I keep telling everyone is coming to Chicago. Now it is still coming to Chicago, not in the year 2020 anymore because of the COVID postponing of the conference. We postponed the 2020 conference to 2021. Now, more information on the 4th International Conference. I know many of you sent papers in. This will be a virtual event because of the ongoing COVID crisis in the United States. So, and it will be held on May 23 to 26, 2021. Basically, just write ICTG now 2021 and you will be able to come to illinois.edu website for more information. Now, I'm happy to say that in this fourth, now to be a virtual ICTG event next May in 2021, again, I need to correct this. I guess this is supposed to say 2021 now. You will find that we will be hosting our third lecture, proctor lecture, that will be delivered by Professor William Powry. Professor Tom Papagiannakis from University of Texas will be delivering ASC's Carl Monesmith lecture. And another keynote speaker will be IGS President, Professor Chun-Sit Yu from South Korea. And there will be other special lectures to be delivered. Total of 250 plus, in excess of 250 papers have been accepted and received from 44 countries. And I'm proud to and happy to say that after United States and China, India has the third largest number of papers received by our fourth international conference on transportation geotechnics. So definitely next year in May, I welcome all of you to participate the fourth international conference in transportation geotechnics. Now will be a virtual event. Finally, also reminding of all of you that 20th International Conference on Soil Mechanics and Geotechnical Engineering will take place in year 2021 in September. And already our Technical Committee 202 has received more than 100 abstracts that we are responsible for, all the papers coming in. We are given 3 sessions and one workshop to be organized during this event. And the highlight of it is that fourth proctor lecture will be delivered by Professor Sohail Nazarian from University of Texas at El Paso, USA, in this event. As of today, I learned that there's a 6-month postponement of also the Sydney, Australia conference to probably 2022. That's something now they're considering, just to give as a flash news item as of today. Finally, I would like to come to my TC202 message to the organizers of this Highway Payment Symposium, Highway Symposium, and the TSR Lecture. I would like to express my sincere appreciation for giving me this opportunity to contribute to the opening address of your Highway Symposium, and appreciate the advisory committee's recommendation for me to actually be present here in the opening address. So, especially members of advisory committee, I would like to thank your leadership and dedicated efforts. And these are listed here, including the 3 members of TC202 in the beginning, Dr. Shahu, Dr. Hawanagi, Mr. Ravi Sundaram. I'd like to especially thank Chairman of Indian Geotechnical Society from Trivandrum, Dr. Balan, Vice Chairman, Dr. Jayamohan and Dr. Winnie Krishnan, and then Secretaries, Dr. Johnson, Dr. Jayavi, as well as the Treasurer, Dr. Jayasri. Thank you for doing a great job on the advisory committee. Also, I would like to express my sincere congratulations to Dr. S.R. Gandhi for his well-deserved T.S. Ramanatha AR lecture, which you will hear in the last day of the symposium, which will be the soil day, as I understand. I would like to thank also coordinator Dr. Raini V and all organizing committee members, as well as keynote speakers of the symposium and the scientific committee members and individual paper reviewers for their dedication and contributions and all their time and efforts to make sure that the conference venue and the technical papers are at the top, highest technical quality. No doubt in my mind, with recent major investments in road construction and high-speed railways in India, as well as in many other countries in Asia and throughout the world, transportation geotechnics discipline and its dedicated specialists will play an increasingly important role to provide key knowledge to building sustainable pavement and railroad track infrastructure. With that, on behalf of the ISSMGE TC2, I would like to wish you all a fruitful and unforgettable Highway Symposium and TSR Lecture. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, for the much-awaited moment, with immense pleasure and gratitude, let me welcome the speaker of the day, Dr. Ravi Sundaram, TC202 member, ISSMGE, to officially inaugurate the Symposium and TSR Lecture.
So, it's a great pleasure for me to do the honors here. I thank all of you very much, the organizing committee, for inviting me to inaugurate this event. I have been more a technical person, talking about technical things rather than the formalities of inauguration. So I hope you will excuse me in that. I first am greatly honored to thank Dr. Narayanan, HOD Civil, Reverend Wilfred, sir, Madam Ruby Abraham, Principal, and all others who have been actively been involved in preparing for this event and organizing it. Dr. Rani has been, chasing me for the last so many days for this, for all the minor details and coordinating with Professor Errol Tutumler. Professor Tutumler was very eager to participate, but since there's a big time difference and it is very early in the morning, he offered to send us this recorded video, which I think is an excellent initiative. So all of us got to know a lot about TC202 and the conference, which is now going to be held in the virtual mode. On behalf of TC202, I welcome you all. It's a big thing that 37 papers from India have been accepted for this conference. With this, I would like to thank the students particularly who have been very active in organizing this. I'm told that Anand, executive member of the S7 for the brochure, Hemna, secretary, Nishara, who is organizing the Ustream living, Vinu John, Tinu Krishna, they are hosting this online presentation. There is Nara, Neha, Megha, Akhila, Jayaprakash, Gopika, Pooja, Janaki, Nikita, Priyam, so many of them. But of course, the key persons here are the mentors, Dr. Rani V and Dr. Kannan K. Thank you very much, all of you, for the efforts that you have put in, which has now come very handy and very effectively. This event is being organized online. Great pleasure. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. We are glad that you have sparkled this event. I consider it as a great exquisite delight to invite Dr. J.T. Shahu, TC202 member, ISSMGE and Professor of IIT Delhi, to lead the felicitation.
Thank you, ma'am, Professor Rani, for giving me this opportunity. So, is it possible that I can present something, because I can't see anything here?
Sir, we can make a presenter, sir. Then we'll make a presenter so that you can share it from there. You made your presenter, sir. You can share it, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Now I can see. Yeah. Thank you very much. So, first of all, I take this opportunity to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. I'm thankful to Reverend Wilfred, Dr. Narayana, then Professor Jayamohan, Dr. Rani, Honorable Ravi Sundaram, TC members, and all the participants, students, everyone. First of all, I don't have to say much now about the TC 202 activities because Errol Titulmuller has said so much thing about the ISSMGE, TC activities, TC 202 activities, that there is hardly anything for me to say. But one thing highlighted by him is the activities of TC 202. And most of these activities, if you see, pertain to highways, railways, and I tell you, in India now, several of our activities of 202, that is highways. Highway is the most fast growing sector in India. Railway is again another fastest growing sector in India. So if you see the activities, basically these two activities are coming like never before. So this is a good opportunity for geotechnical engineers to work, and Kerala is in Kerala, they are trying to make high-speed railways. So soft soil problem is also great there to study and work. And this conference in that way is very much needed and is a great contributor to that. And I congratulate the organizer for arranging this timely conference. With that, then I proceed towards the sharing of the screen. I would like to say, because I am honorary secretary of Indian Geotechnical Society, and IGS Trivandrum chapter is one of the most dynamic chapter of our society. So I would like to give the participants some overview about the Indian Geotechnical Society. So I am sharing now my slide, which I have made. So, yeah, you can see the logo of slide.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so
sir.
this is the logo of our slide, and the history, brief history is given here. Our society was established in 1948, and initially the name was different, but later in 1970 the name was changed to Indian Geotechnical Society. Our society, as Professor Titulmuller told you, that is associated with ISSMGE, and 2023 will be our platinum jubilee year. The objectives of our society is to bring together academicians and practitioners of geotechnical engineering and allied branches together and share and disseminate the knowledge on a common platform. So that is our aim actually. And if you see the membership, various categories of membership is there, but the most famous membership is the life membership. So presently we are one of the largest society as far as numbers are concerned. We are now this number has increased to 5,000, more than 5,000 members. So, and these are all life members, mostly life members. So, and our membership fee is hardly ranging from 8,000 to 12,000 rupees, depending upon the age. So, with that, we get lot of benefits. For example, in conferences, if you attend, then you will get the concession. So And there are many other benefits which I will highlight in soon. I will highlight. So we are having the local chapters which are spread all over the country, and through these local chapters only we organize conferences, seminars, symposium, workshop, and other things. So presently we are having not less than 48 local chapters, and we organize Indian Young Geotechnical Engineers Conference, where students and PhD scholars participate in masses. And once in every 2 years, this conference is held. And in this conference, placement opportunities are also presented. Best paper awards are also given. If you get a best paper award in your biodata, this becomes great highlight of your biodata. We have arranged a lot of international conferences in India also. Recently in 2018, International Symposium on Geotechnics of Transportation Infrastructure was held, where Errol participated, and Ravi Sundaram was our chairman of this conference. Then IGS members are there on several technical committee of ISSMGE. We have agreement of cooperation with several societies, USA, Japan, and Korea. One of the highlights of our society is we publish Indian Geotechnical Journal. We publish 6 issues of Indian Geotechnical Journal free year. If you have a membership, then you can access all these journals and even the back volumes free of cost. This journal is a very reputed journal now. And beside that, if you want to be in touch with our fraternity, then for that purpose, we have IGS News, where 4 issues are published every year. And these issues contain articles of common interest, etc. And one of the things here is recently we have started publishing recently awarded doctoral theses as well as job openings in the area of geotechnical engineering. So one can have a look at these IGS News. Then we have more than 36 best paper awards, which are awarded every 2 years. And we have best doctoral thesis award, and these awards are very competitive. And 15 best paper awards are exclusively for young geotechnical engineers. We have very prestigious awards like IGS Kuckelman Award and the Emil Award, Heiko Award, etc. Besides that, IGS also gives the travel support grant to young geotechnical engineers to publish their research paper in prestigious international conference like ISSMGE and ARC. So recently there was 16 ARC conference, and we had sent 32 full-length papers, and I think more than 32 Indian delegates participate in the conference. Besides that, we also have a prestigious IGS annual lecture which is delivered every year. And going forward, now IGS has a vibrant web portal. We have instituted online voting system. We have online membership drive also. You can just go to our website, which is, you just type Indian Geotechnical Society, Delhi. You will get the URL. You can just click and go to that, and you can see, you can fill up the form. You can get the online membership, very easy. We have student membership category also, and student chapters also. Several student chapters were recently formed. So thank you. I'm stopping this presentation now and coming back. So with that, I wish all the best and dissemination of knowledge to the delegates during the next days from 1st to 5th December. And thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your impulsive words. Let me now humbly invite Dr. Vasant G. Havanagi, member of TC202 ISSMGE and Chief Scientist CSIR CRRI New Delhi to do the honors.
Thank you, Dr. Narayanan, Father Wilfred, Dr. Abraham, and for inviting me to this symposium. There is nice information is given by Professor Tutalmar, the chairman TC202 regarding the activities. I think all the students must have come to know the detailed activities of TC202. Professor Sahu has given in detail about the IGS activities. So I think good information has been shared with all, and it will be very beneficial for all the involvement in these professional activities to increase their knowledge. I think they should participate in all the conferences and symposium that is organized. It's my pleasure to be part of this symposium. As a member of TC202, first of all, I congratulate IGS student chapter, Marine Engineering College, Thiruvananthapuram, for organizing such an important symposium on highway infrastructure, basically with relevance to the geotechnical engineering. When I scanned the beautiful brochure sent by Professor Rani, I was pleased to see some young talent in the organizing committee with upcoming leaders like Mr. Manikesh Rajan being the president, and Hemna Cruz and other student leaders. It's very pleasure to see the young talents leading the flag. And credit goes to IGS Thiruvananthapuram chapter also under the leadership of Professor Alan for motivating and guiding the student chapter for taking up this assignment for this the important symposium. It is very relevant technical topic, that highway infrastructure in the present day context, considering the large infrastructure development that is going on in the country. So I think students, hats off to you all, and under the mentorship of the Marine Engineering College authorities. I also appreciate the support of administrative technical authorities of Marine Engineering College, coordinators. So under the mentorship of Professor Rani Kannan, I think are guiding very nicely and in a very important topic to take this symposium to make it successful. I think the 5-day symposium would definitely nurture the leadership, organizing skills of students, and enhance the technical knowledge to a great extent. So that will be very beneficial. And also I came to know that the IGS Thiruvananthapuram is organizing TSR Lecture that would be given by Professor Gandhi, Director SVNI T Surat. So in the memory of renowned geotechnical engineer, Professor T.S. Ramnath Iyer on 5th of December. So I think it's a very, you have combined the both. It's very nice to remember a great personality like that. Really it motivates all the professionals for carrying out the challenging R&D. I think today's speaker of the day is Mr. Ravi Sundaram. I think Ravi Sundaram is a member 202 and he's a director, Sengers. I want to say a few words about as he's the opening batsman of this conference. He is a well-known geotechnical engineer and contributed extensively to the IGS chapter because I have worked with him for a number of years with him. Since his inception, he is very actively involved in all the professional activities. And now he is a member of the main chapter also, so he continues in the main chapter. So we have worked together in number of conferences, most importantly, as Professor Sahu told, regarding the International Symposium on Geotechnics of Transportation Infrastructure, that is in 18. And we were fortunate to have Professor Tutalmar and Professor Ishikawa and Buddhima, they all attended. Nice motivation for all, and it was a great success under his leadership, Mr. Brahma, I think his lecture today on landslide investigation mitigation is very, very important topic. It is relevant to the highway infrastructure. I think a lot of, that our country is constructing a lot of border roads now. And in such cases, in a hilly roads, the landslides are possible when you cut the hilly roads, and there may be a possibility of slides and how to mitigate it, how to stabilize the slopes. I think it would be very interesting lecture from Sundaram, and I think it will be definitely helpful to all the students and all the professionals. And other technical activities which have been planned, like Atal Tunnel, it's very, very important. I think our Prime Minister has inaugurated that. Regarding that, there is a presentation, underground structures, high-speed railways. They're all very, very, very interesting. I think the organizers have done a very good job in selecting the topics and the presenters. That would be very helpful, and knowledge for increase for all the students. So I again compliment all the entire team of Marine Engineering College, especially all the students in organizing this important symposium. I wish them all the success in their professional career. And thank you once again for inviting me, and it will be nice to participate in the event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your Mavi words. Inviting the next dignitary, Chairman of Indian Geotechnical Society Trivandrum Chapter, Dr. K. Balan, to felicitate the gathering.
Hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can hear you.
Yes, sir. You're very clear.
Okay. Professor Dr. Narayan sir, Principal Rudy Abraham, and Sri Ravi Sundaram, my colleagues Dr. Vasan Havanagi, Jay Mohan, Samson, and Professor Bani, Father Reverend Wilfred, dear students, friends. So this is a very auspicious occasion that Marine Engineering College is organizing such a symposium, arranging participants internationally and nationally. And as Havanagi said, on topic which is most relevant today. So first of all, let me thank my fellow IGS members for choosing me to the National Council of IGS from Trivandrum chapter also. And our effort in Trivandrum chapter is formulated around 5 to 6 colleges having student chapters. And TSR lecture we are running every year, but this year due to COVID it has been delayed. And finally the challenge has been taken over by Rani. And I thank Rani for organizing the TSR lecture. And now we have at another professor who is recently left us, Professor T.K. Gopalakrishnan Nair sir. He was a colleague of, a product of IIC Bangalore and contemporary of Professor G.V. Rao and other senior persons in geotechnical area. And he was a well-known consultant in government departments in Kerala. So we are planning to have at another talk on commemoration of T.K. Gopalakrishnan sir also. But the forefront it comes TSR Ramnath Iyer sir, because he was the person who started most work in geotechnical engineering, especially in Kutanad clay. A challenging problems we are still facing. The research which is put forward by Professor TSR is went a long way, but still the Kutanad clay is not in our hand as geotechnical engineering is concerned. So here again, as a from Trivandrum chapter, we are always planning, or we are always giving some ideas, creative ideas to the rest of the geotechnical fraternity. So this time my idea is, when I come to national level, what I'm planning is to have a course under skill development. That is additional skill development ministry. We have to have a course through IGS, Indian chapter of IGS Delhi, or through the national body. We have to have a coaching in all the student colleges where there is a student chapter of IGS is available, so that we will have trained laboratory technicians. We are lacking that, because in geotechnical engineering side, if you see the report, we can see that the report is also, though they are qualified, that is having post graduation, but their inexperience or lack of experience, youngsters, mostly youngsters, lack of experience is projecting in their report, which I come across. Because now I am a consultant to the most well-known organization in Kerala called the KIFBI, which is now in newspapers or in all the media. KIFBI is the Kerala Infrastructure Development Fund Board. That is KIFBI. Kerala Infrastructure Investment Fund Board. That is for KIFBI. They are funding the major projects in Kerala. And there is some hue and cry is going on right now in all the media. But I am a consultant to this KIFBI. The report which I coming to me from KIFBI, what I saw is that the majority is youngsters who are writing the report, and which is lacking a lot of professionalism. So that is yet another area that body has to look into. That is arranging a training program for young geotechnical engineers who are getting into practice or field application or writing the DPR, detailed project reports. We should give them a training program, which is of around, say, 5 to 7 days, 1 week program, and make them aware how to write a subsoil investigation report. Not merely writing based on the borehole chart and the subsoil the testing results. These are the foundation recommendation. No, not that. It is not that way. You have to look into a lot of other parameters while giving the foundation recommendations. So that such a training program is also needed in national basis, and also training laboratory technicians. This program, this is a training of laboratory technicians we have conducted in College of Engineering, Trivandrum. We conducted, I think, some 3 or 4 batches we have completed, and all these persons who attended that course, majority of them are +2, some of them are graduate, and more than 90% of them got selected in various laboratories in Middle East. So that has got a very good demand, but subsequently that course was not conducted in College of Engineering, Trivandrum, owing to various other reasons. So we have to take it back in a national level through Indian Geotechnical Society. These two are my idea in my mind. So when we start the program, we have to think of it, and that I will present before the National Executive Committee. And I hope we can move ahead with since Professor Sahu sir is here, Ravi Sundaram sir is also here, so we can take this matter till further forward. Thus, the colleges having student chapter will be helping a lot. And I thank the student chapter of Marine Engineering College for organizing such a very big program, and thank to one and all, especially the student chapter of Marine Engineering College. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your encouraging words. Let me now cordially invite Dr. J. Mohan J., Vice Chairman, Indian Geotechnical Society, Trivandrum Chapter, to do the honors.
Yeah, thank you. So, good evening, all of you. Now, respected Dr. Rero Tutum, Mr. Ravi Sundaram, Dr. J.T. Shahu, Dr. Vasant Havanagi, Reverend Father Wilfred, Dr. Ruby Abraham, Principal of Marine Engineering College, Dr. Narayanan, Head of Department of Civil Engineering of Marine Engineering College, Dr. K. Balan, Chairman of IGS Thiruvananthapuram chapter, Professor Rani, Joint Secretary of IGS Trivandrum chapter, and all other office bearers of IGS Trivandrum chapter. At the outset, I want to congratulate Professor Rani, Professor Kannan, and all the members of IGS Student Chapter of Marine Engineering College for taking this initiative and for organizing this TC202 event in a very magnificent way. Especially the theme of this event is on highway infrastructure, which is a very important and valid theme. Moreover, they are clubbing it with our annual T.S. Ramanatha commemorate lecture. Especially we civil engineers of Thiruvananthapuram, we can never forget Professor T.S. Ramanatha because he was our mentor and he nurtured us for many decades. And once again, I appreciate Dr. Rani and the team for organizing this TSR lecture this year. And as all of us will agree, this theme of highway infrastructure, that's a very important topic because nowadays, lot of investment is coming in this area, especially as Professor Balan and as Professor Shahu also pointed out. Lot of investment is coming in the area of transportation infrastructure in highways and railways. Moreover, many reaches of these highway embankments or railway embankments, they are passing through problematic soil. Even in Kerala also, as Professor Bala rightfully mentioned, we have the problem in Kuttanad area, where we have the problem of very soft soil. Still, we are working on that. And it is very good that we are discussing about this topic now. And coming to our IGS Thiruvananthapuram chapter, our IGS Thiruvananthapuram chapter is a very young chapter. We started only in 2015. We are hardly 5 years old. Within this, and we started under the able and dynamic leadership of Professor Balan. It was his idea, and it was with his constant efforts we were able to start and maintain this chapter. And within this short span of time, we were able to organize 2 international conferences and 2 national conferences. Also, we conducted 4 TC events. We organized 2 events of TC 107 and including today 2 events of TC 202, and we organized many symposiums. And I wish this event all success. And I fully agree with Professor Balan that we must train our younger generation because we have to develop their skills. So I will just share with you what we are doing in my institute. So we have an IGS student chapter at my institute. Totally we have about 150 plus members. So especially the members belonging to final year. So what we are doing is we have divided them into groups of 5 each. And we associate them with consultancy projects. That is especially in this geotech projects, we make it mandatory for them to associate with it. We ask them to supervise the work right from the beginning, right from the preparation of estimate for the work and to preparation of quotation and supervision of the work and testing of the soil samples laboratory and preparation report. I make it mandatory for them to supervise. And also, I make them present it as a paper in some local conferences. So that's what I'm trying to do. But to some extent, it's a success. Anyway, I think others can think about it, and please give us your opinion so that maybe Professor Balan can think about it. I think it's a good method of giving training to a future generation. And I wish all the participants an exciting 5 days ahead. I wish the program all the very best. Once again, I congratulate Professor Rani for her real hard work because for the past so many weeks she had been contacting me almost every day. We were discussing about the various aspects of the program. I congratulate, so I wish her all the best. Thank you. My best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. Let me now invite our beloved Director of Academics, Dr. Sane, to felicitate the gathering. Samson, sir, am I audible? I think there's some technical issue with Samson sir. So moving on, to propose the vote of thanks, let me cordially invite the mentor of our chapter, Professor Rani V, Associate Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Marine Engineering College. Hello, sir. Have you joined back, sir?
Thank you, Nihara. Samson sir, are you there, sir? He was having some audio problem for Samson sir. Are you able to join, sir? Samson sir? Was trying to join actually.
Hello.
Sir.
Hello.
Hello. Sir, it's audible now, sir. You can join. You can convey, sir. Convey your message, sir.
Okay. Okay.
It's
Sorry
audible.
for that, 7. Okay. Sorry for that.
It's okay.
Respected and the speakers of the first faculty members, students and researchers, and all those who are attending the seminar remotely due to the COVID-19 pandemic situation. A happy welcome on behalf of Marine Engineering College, Toronto. First, let me congratulate our students chapter of Indian Geotechnical Society, IGS, Marine Engineering College, for hosting such a wonderful international symposium and a web series as a part of their activities. Within 2 years of the inception of this chapter, they could achieve international visibility by working only with the IGS. We are happy to learn that IGS provides a unique platform for geotechnical professionals to share their experience and expertise through IGS journal news. So it is an opportunity for students to be a part of such professional society and to be extremely useful for building a successful career. I wish to extend my heartfelt felicitation to the organizers and the Department of Civil Engineering, especially the faculties of Professor Randy, for organizing this international symposium and webinar series, even during this pandemic time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your sumptuous words. Now, to propose the vote of thanks, let me cordially invite the mentor of our chapter, Professor Rani V, Associate Professor of Department of Civil Engineering, Marine Engineering College.
Good evening, one and all dignitaries. The respected chief guest of the day, Dr. Errol Titumulla, sir, Mr. Ravi Sundaram, sir, Dr. J.T. Sahu, sir, Dr. Vasanti Havanagi, sir, Dr. K. Balan, sir, Dr. Jaymohan, sir, our manager, Reverend Father Wilfred, our directors, Dr. Samson, sir, Tommy Michael, sir, our principal, Dr. Ruby Abraham, head of the department, Dr. Narayan, sir, IQAC coordinator, Joyce ma'am, all of the head of the departments, and all the executive members of IGS Random Chapter, all distinguished participants, faculty members, researchers, industrialists, and my dear student members. Really, today, the December 1st, 2020, is a blessed evening for the Civil Department of Marine Engineering College. A dream actually turns into reality, focused a milestone in the history of Civil Engineering College by the student chapter of IGS, which conducts a memorial lecture of T.S. Ramanathan, which is pre-followed by a symposium on highway infrastructure, which is supported by the Technical Committee DC 202 on Transportation Geotech. It's my privilege to express my sincere and vote of thanks to all my dignitaries on and off the dais. And first of all, I should thank Dr. Errol Tutumular, the chairman of TC202, and the secretary Tatsuya Ishikawa for their support and encouragement of our symposium. And the special thanks to Dr. Erol sir for sharing the live video showing contribute his presence and sharing the details of ISSGME to the program. Thank you, sir. And secondly, I should thank Dr. J.T. Sahu sir, who is the Secretary of IIT Delhi and TC202 member, professor from IIT Delhi, for giving a constant encouragement for the IGS activities and supporting us. Thank you, sir. I should thank Dr. Vasanji Havanagi sir, TC202 member, for giving us immense support for our program and specially mentioning our student member name so that it's a word of encouragement to them who did all these things and put an effort for making this program live right now. Thank you, sir. And now I should thank Mr. Ravi Sundaram sir. Actually, he is with us from the starting of the program in each and every moment of our program to make it very, very much live. He is the person who had put support to Dr. Erol sir for constantly guiding to send the mails and constantly giving support and encouragement and helping us to be with part from day by day for the last 1 month. He is with us today as a speaker, and thank you, sir, from the bottom of my heart. And now, Dr. K. Balan, who is the chairman of IGS Trivandrum chapter, eminent personality who is behind us as a guide, mentor, and moreover, he helped us with all the suggestions to improve the program to make the symposium to turn into a reality. Thank you, sir, for being a mentor in every moment with us. Thank you, Balan, sir. Now, the next person is Dr. Jaymohan, sir. He is the vice chairman of IGS Trivandrum chapter, a great mentor, a cool person, with all his advices which helped us to collaborate with TC202. He is the main person who put me in the pressure with collaborate with TC202. Actually, I thank for your support and helping mind and all the advices throughout the program. Thank you, Jaymohan, sir, for being as a friend and mentor to me. And thank our college management support of the program and for really sharing us with all the constant advices to make this program and event a wonderful one. For your constant support. And I should thank the head of the department, Dr. Narayan sir, who is with us in every moment. Actually, he is with us every moment and encouraging us throughout our student chapter and as well as our mentor and co-mentor Kannan and me for making do this program in a wonderful way. Thank you, head of the department, Narayan sir. And I should thank the coordinator for joining us for today with this immense support for the program. Thank you, ma'am, for joining with us. And I thank all the executive members, Dr. Jayasri PK, Dr. Bindu J, Dr. Jayavi, Dr. Ajita Bhaskar, all have joined us with their immense support. And even the student of them, they have been supporting me along to make it a bigger one. And now I should thank my co-coordinator, Kannan, who is with me in every point of time for arrangement from starting of the program. I thank Kannan. And the last but not the least, I should thank the words of appreciation I've heard from Sundaram sir and Vasant Haganai sir and Sahu sir regarding my students, especially Manekshi Rajan, who have made the brochure in a very wonderful way, sir. Really, he put a lot of effort to make it. I really thank Maneksh for that. And Hemna is the secretary of IGS student chapter, who is made a possible way to make it coordinate in a very helpful manner. Really, thank you, Hemna. And Naira, who's the treasurer, who is managing all the accounts. And behind the team of hosting, Binu John, who is with me even this moment, who is right now supporting me with helping me in throughout this training. And the YouTube streaming, for that I thank Nishara of S7. And I thank for the comparing voice of Nihara and Meka for constantly supporting us. And I thank Pooja Janaki of S5 and S3 Priyanka, Nikita, etc. And I thank Anand of S7 for the made brochures for closing and the inaugural ceremony. And I thank Akhil Nath of S7 also. And for anyone missing, I'm thankful to each and every student member who is with me from the last 1 month. They are walking from all the attending the classes. They are with me even at the night 12 o'clock. We are arranging each and every minute. They are with us. So thank you all, and thank you once again for all the dignitaries and all the participants who joined with us to make this program a good one. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. On behalf of the entire IGS student chapter of Marine Engineering College, we thank each and every one of you for your presence to sparkle this event. Now that the formal inauguration is over, the symposium on landslides on Himalayan roads, geotechnical investigations, and stabilization measures will commence shortly. Before that, let me brief in some general instructions for the participants. All participants are requested to mute their microphones and switch off your cameras during the session. All your doubts and queries shall be cleared at the end of the session. Please feel free to ask either through your chat box or by just unmuting yourselves. At the end of the session, a feedback form shall be circulated through the WhatsApp groups as well as the chat box. Please do fill in without fail, as certificates will be issued based on this. So today's session is on the topic landslides on Himalayan roads, geotechnical investigations and stabilization measures, which will be handled by Dr. Ravi Sundaram sir, who's TC202 member of ISSMGE. And the session will be chaired by Dr. Ajita B. Bhaskar, who's a professor of Government Engineering College, Thrissur, and an executive committee member of the IGS Trivandrum chapter. And the session will be co-chaired by Meghavi, who's the vice IGS Student Chapter, Marine Engineering College. We are glad to have you with us, Ajita ma'am. Also, on behalf of the entire IGS Student Chapter, we welcome you to lead in the session. The stage is all yours, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Respected Sri Devi Sundaram, esteemed guests, faculty members, and dear students. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker today, who is going to talk to us about landslides on Himalayan roads, geotechnical investigations, and stabilization measures. Our speaker, Sri Devi Sundaram, he did his BTech in 1988 and MTech in geotechnical engineering in 1980 from IIT Delhi. He is a founder, director of Semcrit Geotechnica Private Limited and directs the company's geotechnical consultancy services and geotechnical construction activities. He started his career with McLean Engineers in USA and worked at 3 company offices at Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and UK. His expertise includes geotechnical investigations, geophysical surveys, ground improvement, and groundwater studies. He has been involved in developing engineering solutions to problems of foundations under artesian conditions, collapsible dune sands, soft clays, expansive soils, etc. His special interests include foundations for tall buildings, thermal and solar power plants, and bridge foundations, as well as testing of pile foundations and strengthening weak foundations. He has published over 65 papers reflecting his experience in geotechnical practice. He strives to integrate field experience with academic research in order to be responsive to complex geotechnical challenges facing India. He received IGS Professor Dinesh Mohan Memorial Award for Excellence in Professional Practice in 2017-18. And he delivered prestigious Mathur Lecture in honor of Professor Mathur, former Vice President Asia ISSMGE in 2017 on geotechnical investigations in difficult soil conditions, an Indian experience. He received IGS Delhi Chapter Lifetime Achievement Award in 2012 and he is a member of BIS and IRC Core Committee. He has published a book titled Retrieving the Lost Paradise, Celebrating the Earth Day, published by Northern Book Center, Delhi. And he also co-edited a book titled Geotechnics for Transportation Infrastructure, published by Springer Nature, Singapore in 2019. And finally, on behalf of the organizing committee, I welcome Shri Ravi Sundaram sir to today's presentation. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm really very grateful to you for that flattering introduction. I thank IGS Trivandrum chapter for inviting me to participate in this event in more ways than one, inaugurating the conference and also making this presentation. I shall now share my presentation with you. Are you able to see that? Are you able to see my presentation?
No, sir. Actually, it's not came up.
Oh.
You have made a presenter, sir, so you can just share it and start.
Is it now coming?
No, sir.
Now it
Yes,
came up,
yes,
sir.
yes,
You can,
it's coming.
you can, sir.
Can you see
can
it?
make it in slideshow, sir. Please make it in slideshow. Slideshow you can put, sir.
Sir, you can put a slideshow, sir.
Yes, I'm putting slideshow.
Okay.
I don't know, Teams is a bit slow.
Okay, sir. No problem.
Can you see that?
Slides can see, sir.
You can see the slide. Oh, thank you very much. So the title of my presentation is Landslides on Himalayan Roads, Geotechnical Investigation and Stabilization Measures. So as a TC202 event on transportation geotechniques, is it visible?
No, sir, it has gone.
Just gone, sir. Earlier also the slideshow was not coming up. Just gone, sir.
Okay, let me open that again. Pranam. It's suddenly giving trouble. Automatically closed the presentation. Can you see it now?
Sir, it's you have to put in slideshow, sir.
Slideshow, yeah. Is it now on slideshow?
No, sir, it's not coming in slideshow. Slideshow, you can start from the beginning, sir.
Yeah, this is the first slide I have put. Are you able to see now? No.
Yeah, slide is seeing, sir, but the problem is we are not able to see it in slideshow. That's the only thing. Slideshow screen is not coming.
But I have put it on my computer on the slideshow.
Then you can continue, sir. We can see it somehow. No issues.
No, I think
try again.
Ravi Sundaram ji, you can continue like this because this problems always is there in MS Teams. So you can continue like this only. There is no need of slideshow.
Okay. On my system, it is on the slideshow. This event on behalf of...
Can I say something, Ravi Sundaram ji? Can I say something?
Yes, sir.
Actually, in MS Teams, you have to share your desktop, not your slides. Please share your desktop. Once you close your this thing, you close it down, and then once again you open your MS Point, but share your desktop. Then we will be able to see the slideshow. Share your desktop. Thank you.
Share desktop. Okay. So now is it visible on the... I shared my desktop and then I've come to my presentation. Is it now visible?
Yes, sir. Now it's perfect.
It's perfectly visible, sir.
And it is in slideshow mode?
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. It is in slideshow.
Perfect.
It is in slideshow mode, sir. You may please send that small window down. Meeting with the principal, which is there on your you may send it down, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. On behalf of ISSMGE Geotechnica, my great pleasure to make this presentation on landslides on Himalayan roads, geotechnical investigations, and stabilization measures. As you know, a landslide is an uncontrollable downhill movement of rock, soil, and debris. Landslides stem from the failure of materials making up the slope and are propelled by the force of gravity. When the ground becomes saturated, it can become unstable, losing its equilibrium. That is when a landslide breaks loose. So when people are living down these hills or mountains, it's usually a matter of time before a disaster can happen. So let us look at the various causes of landslides. There are the natural factors and the anthropogenic factors or the human-induced causes. Natural factors include the geology and geomorphology of the area, climate change, rainfall or cloudburst, erosion and loss of basal support, and earthquakes. As far as the human-induced causes are concerned, this include construction of buildings and roads, hill cutting, hill slope cutting, urbanization, cutting of trees, forests, even grazing can sometimes cause landslides because if the animals are uncontrolled way they are, eating of the grass cover, and then, of course, the mining. Let us see the impact of the landslides on the society. There are the economic decline and losses. It causes the blockage of highways, rail tracks. This could result in loss of connectivity to higher reaches, loss in trade and business, lack of supplies. The cost of rehabilitation involves major government expenditure. So that is another big impact on the society. And the decimation, destruction of infrastructure, like damage to roads, railways, communication lines, leisure destinations, buildings, etc. Then there's the loss of life, which is the biggest issue. Communities living at the foothills are at risk. The debris could cause death of many people on impact. It impacts the river ecosystems. Debris falling into the river can block the natural flow of the river. Waterlogging of upstream areas can occur, and flash floods can happen in the downstream areas. The distress to the population at the upper reaches is a big issue because the areas may get disconnected and relief activities get affected. Of course, the utility and beauty of the landscapes is affected. It affects the agriculture and land use. Social impact is there. Erosion of soil and boulders, it piles up and leaves behind an ugly and unsightly landscape. This is the Himalayan mountain chain in India. Let us see this, the Western Himalayas, mostly in Uttarakhand, Punjab and southern Jammu and Kashmir. The Trans-Himalayas, mostly Kashmir and Ladakh. And of course the Eastern Himalayas in mostly in Assam, Sikkim, Arunachal and other northern states. Of course, in between there is Nepal and Tibet, which are also part of the Himalayas. So the mountain chain is made up of nearly 3 parallel ranges, referred to as the Lesser Himalayas, the Greater Himalayas, or the Outer Himalayas. Let us see the hazards in the Himalayan ecosystem. The avalanches at the higher altitudes are a big issue. Then, of course, earthquakes, landslides, flash floods, cloudbursts, soil erosion, forest fires. This you see in the Greater Himalayas as well as the Lesser Himalayas. This is the river flash floods which caused the destruction of Badrinath. There is a cloudburst. The Himalayan mountain chain is the most unique geological features on Earth. Its rough topography is a product of a collision between the Indian plate and the Eurasian plate. The tectonic activities in this area make it interesting and challenging for the geotechnical engineer. During monsoons, as well as seismic events, landslides occur along roads, hilly villages, and towns, causing large-scale devastation and destruction. The slopes in the Lesser Himalayas, the fragile slopes of the Lesser Himalayas are prone to landslides, and interplay of several forces trigger them. Geotechnical configuration of the rocks and the large level variations make the rock mass inherently unstable and vulnerable to movement. Heavy rain and seepage through the jointed mass can play a havoc on the stability of the region. The balance between environmental protection and infrastructure development. This has always been a dilemma for engineers, sociologists, and town planners. There is a need for assessment of slopes in Uttarakhand for restoring environment with sustainable socio-economic development. Geotechnical assessment is a prerequisite. Several highways in this area are under continual threat of a variety of slope failures. In several decades, frequent mass movement phenomena are the major hindrance to the ongoing traffic. Endeavor has been made by several geotechnical engineers and researchers to, to assess the stability of cut slopes, particularly along highways and roads connecting the various tourist and pilgrim destinations. These studies have, to quite an extent, helped understand the problem, and geotechnical engineers have suggested various remedial measures. Consequences of landslides in the lesser Himalayas in Uttarakhand, particularly, they are hazardous if they occur along transportation corridors near townships. Uttarakhand is very well known for its ecological diversity and richness, along with massive tourism and religious activities. Natural hazards like earthquakes, cloudburst, landslides, floods, lightning, and forest fires are of major concern. The occurrence of any such event is catastrophic and impacts are manifold, particularly when one event triggers another. Salient features of the Himalayan landslides. The landslides in the Himalayan region are usually on a very large scale, usually local failures of shallow depth. Recurring landslides are significantly more in Himalayas, particularly in highly fractured and sheared rock mass and soft rock hard alterations. Climatic factors become operative when sufficient weathered and disintegrated materials are generated, which are brought down by heavy downpour. Though monsoon rains begin in June, the devastating landslides mostly take place in August and September. Initially, the subsoil accommodates the percolation. When the subsoil becomes saturated, the surface runoff increases. It triggers a landslide. The earlier rains weaken the slope-forming materials, while the later rains trigger the landslide. But cloudbursts, they are different. They could cause landslide in the first instance itself due to heavy precipitation. When the fissures and joint planes in the rock dip into the hill relief, that is, you have an unfavorable dip. Fractures open up along the river valleys. This could cause failure. But when the dip of the fissures is favorable, slip rarely occurs. Most landslides in the Himalayas are triggered by anthropogenic interferences like construction of buildings, roads, dams, etc. I'm now going to talk about a cloudburst that happened in June 2013. This triggered several landslides along the Rudraprayag Badrinath section of NH58. Over 1,000 landslides, major and minor, have been recorded along this alignment after this cloudburst event. The highway is of distinct importance because of destinations of pilgrim and tourist importance like Badrinath, Hemkund Sahib, Valley of Flowers, and Dauli. Let's understand what's a cloudburst. A cloudburst is an extreme quantum of precipitation within a short period of time. Meteorologists say that rainfall from a cloudburst is usually showered with a fall rate exceeding 100 mm per hour, usually more than 20 mm within a few minutes. This phenomenon is accompanied by hailstorm and thunder. Results can be disastrous, can cause flash floods and large-scale destruction. So let's see the devastating effects of the cloudburst. You have flash floods, mud flow, loss of human resources. It destroys vegetation to a very large extent. This study, which was done includes geotechnical investigation, evaluation of the landslide, and implementing remedial measures at the following locations along NH58. Nandprayag, Maithana, Birahi, Gulab Koti, Helang, Govindghat 2 and 3. This project, geotechnical investigation, was done by SENGES, and the remedial measures were implemented by Mecca Ferry. I acknowledge the contribution of Mecca Ferry to this work. The client was Morth. So in this presentation, I'm presenting 3 case studies of Birahi, Gulab Koti, and Helang. This is a satellite alignment showing the alignment. So we have Birahi here, Gulab Koti, and Helang. The scope covers the landslide area, geotechnical investigation, included boreholes and seismic refraction tests, then geotechnical characterization of the landslides, and engineering solutions were developed to mitigate the distress and to ensure safety of the highway. The main contribution in this has been from Mecca Ferry. So I'll be talking about Birahi, Gulab Koti, and Helang. The geological setting of this area, the area belongs to the Lesser Himalayas, the central crystalline group. It lies in a tectonic four deep, sandwiched between the North Almora thrust and the main central thrust. It has a rugged topography, highly jointed, fractured quartzite, dolostones, and myelonites. There are intervening narrow valleys and overburdened soils and fractured laminated rocks. So Birahi, rock exposed at Birahi comprises highly jointed and fractured quartzite of the Garhwal Formation. The landslide in this vicinity is in the vicinity of the Birahi fault. This makes it vulnerable to seismic activity. Gulab Koti, rocks exposed include the People Koti Formation and the Gulab Koti Formation. Highly jointed and fractured quartzites, dolostones, myelonites. Rockfall is prevalent in this area. So rockfall is a big problem here. Helang, rocks comprise gneisses, quartzites, which are extremely deformed. The main central thrust, MCT, makes the area prone to seismic disturbance. So I start with the first case study, landslide at Birahi, which has unfavorably dipping rock. The site conditions at Birahi, you can see here, there's a hairpin bend on NH58 at Birahi. The rocks are folded and faulted, with the Birahi fault passing in the northeast of the slide zone. The superficial soils and slopes are prone to landslide, particularly during rains. Human activities is one of the primary causes of the slide. So that's a panoramic view of the area. You can see how it entire area is disturbed. This is a view of the landslide on the upper side of the hairpin bend. The rock dip is unfavorable. The rock joints are exposed, joint planes are visible here. So you can see the dip of the rocks here. The satellite image in 2006, no movement or distress was observed. In 2011, the initiation of distress is evident, but failure has not occurred. So downhill here you have the Alaknanda River, in 2014, the landslide has caused mass movement. So the cloudburst happened in 2013, and here you can see this image taken in 2014, the kind of movement that has occurred. This is the view in 2016, when the remedial measures were taken up. The schematic of the landslide. So you can see the unfavorable dips. The cloudburst resulted in buildup of pore water pressure behind the Gabian walls. Movement of rock mass along the weak plains occurred. This resulted in increased instability of the area. Erosion of the river bank toe during heavy rains caused movement along the slope, and it triggered the. So you can see the accumulated debris of colluvium on the valley side that erodes on coming in contact with water. The erosion disturbs the stability of the road. Another view of the accumulated debris on the valley side. So let us see the engineering solution which was developed here. The geotechnical investigation with deep boreholes and geophysical tests were in conjunction with geological study to evaluate the landslide, its lateral extent, and severity of the problem. Seismic refraction tests were used effectively to characterize the ground in the landslide zone. The assessment has been used to work out engineering solutions for long-term stability of the distress zone. This includes drainage planning, erosion control, and reinforcement on valley side. So these are the various tests which were done here. 2 boreholes and 1 seismic refraction test was conducted at the lower level. And same way 2 boreholes and 1 seismic refraction at the upper road level. So these are the boreholes in progress with the drilling equipment on the lower level and the higher level. So let us look at the borehole data at the higher elevation. The overburden is a mix of soil and boulders. It's only to about 2 to 4 meter depth, and below that you get the rock, which is quartzite mica schist. However, the lower elevation, the slide material extends to 11 to 12.5 meter depth, below which you get the landslide, the rock. So you can see the seismic refraction tests in progress. So the geophones along this line, and this is the data acquisition system. So the seismic line at higher level, it showed a two-layer geophysical model. The overburden and slide materials, and then the fractured rock. The line at the lower level, you had the overburden and then the fractured rock again. So let's look at the remedial measures. Drainage planning. Water was channelized from the hill, discharged through a culvert, into a culvert through the roadside edge drain. Culvert water was directed to the river through a chute. Erosion control. So this is the hillside protection work. So they did 25 mm diameter anchors at 3 meter spacing here, and then bioengineering measures secured with a geogrid for surface stability and erosion control. Along the entire stretch, this Gabian wall was constructed, 3 meter height. the reinforcement on the valley side, a reinforced earth wall. My God, I'm sorry, it got disconnected again. अब शट डाउन हो गया. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the reinforcement on the valley side included a reinforced earth soil wall and gabion walls and wraparound units with geogrids here. And geogrids are the primary reinforcement. And integrated trail of the secondary reinforcement was also done. Stability checks were done and it was ensured that the whole system is safe. So that's the various activities which is done in Birahi. Second, I come to Gulab Koti, which is a rockfall area. The satellite image showing the rockfall zone in Gulab Koti. The geotechnical investigation in Birahi included just one borehole and one seismic refraction test. A geotechnical characterization of the landslide and the rockfall zone. In engineering solutions to mitigate distress and to ensure safety of the highway. Another panoramic view of the area. Rockfall was seen at several locations. At several places, the rock was overhanging towards the road. The destabilization forces causing triggering failure include the vertical joints, weak planes, unfavorable dip of rock, improper drainage, and of course seismic forces. So you can see how disturbed the area is and how much rockfall has occurred and the road condition after heavy rains. So borehole was done. You can see here the steeply dipping rock and the rock pieces have fallen down as a result of the slide. So this is a bore log which we got, all fractured rock, fractured quartzite right from road level. Seismic refraction test was done along the line, along the road. This was of major concern, this overhanging rock. So this is a seismic profile where you can see a top fractured rock and then you had the better quality rock. So this overhang of this rock, the tensile forces due to the weight of the overhang could cause failure. So joint representation was done on a stereo net. You can see 3 sets of joints here. So there are the 3 sets of joints and then the slopes. There are the joint sets observed. You can see the fractured rock with mica layers. There are weak mica layers along the foliation planes and the foliation dips towards the road at a low angle. There's a possibility that free blocks may slide over the mica towards the road. that could cause big disaster. The other issue was roots of trees on the slopes which widen the joints, thus causing instability. The blocks of rock may slide along the joints because of the influence of the roots. Water seepage through the jointed rock mass. You can see the water seeping through this. So during the rains, the water percolates through the joints and pore water pressure builds up and makes the slope prone to failure. Seismic forces, since the area lies in zone 5, it is seismically active. Design earthquake magnitude is 7.5 on the Richter scale. Also, it receives heavy rainfall. Seismic force is a major destabilizing force. So Kiefer suggested that the earthquake magnitude of 4 is sufficient to trigger rockfall with rock mass in unfavorable dip. So during earthquake, potentially unstable rock blocks will dislodge if the shear resistance of the controlling joint is exceeded by the shake forces. So in such an area, earthquake magnitude of 4 is very common. So here, what is the engineering solution? Between chainage 464 to plus 400 and 430, the valley slope was very steep vertical. Therefore, it was impractical to provide a retaining wall on the valley side. So to achieve the desired road width of 12 meters, the feasible option was to cut towards the hillside. Further beyond this location, up to 464 plus 400, reinforced earth wall was provided on the valley side to ensure the road width. So you can see the hill cutting was done on the valley, on the one portion. So rockfall was arrested by having a secured system here, rock bolts, that is nails with wire mesh, comprised of steel bars to stabilize the slope, and a mesh for blocking the rock from falling. To channelize the rainwater properly and to address the issue of surface water, effective drainage measures were provided. The reinforcement RE wall on the valley side was provided beyond the further area. So the RE wall was designed for the anticipated traffic and seismic forces, so that you have a 12-meter width of road, which was a requirement. So you can see here what was done. The drainage measures which were taken for the slope, and then we had shotcreting done with steel grid and anchors all around the route. The last case I am presenting here is the landslide at Helang. This also had several problems: unfavorable dipping of rock, gabion wall damage, and erosion of the river toe. So this is the satellite image showing the test locations. We had two boreholes and one seismic refraction test on the higher elevation and two on the lower elevation. The landslide and gabion wall movement, you can see here that the gabion wall has got damaged. Along the road. This is the river toe. This is the Alaknanda River again. Here you can see the damage which has, the erosion which has taken place and the unfavorable dips. at the toe of the river. The landslide is located on the valley side of the highway. High velocity and current of the Alaknanda river continuously erodes the toe towards the valley side. This worsens the overall stability of the area and conditions are favorable for the slide. The main central thrust passes through this area and it makes the region seismically active. So again here, this is the boreholes being drilled on the higher and lower elevation. This is the borehole data. Here you had on the valley side landslide material to 14 to 16 meter depth, below which you get the rock. The seismic refraction tests were done. So you can see the data acquisition being done for the seismic refraction test. So the seismic profile, we developed a 3-layer model. There is the overburden soils and boulders to 14 to 16 meter depth, then fractured rock, and then hard rock. On the valley side, we had a 2-layer geophysical model, the slide zone, and then the fractured rock. So the rock dip, so again here you can see what the problem was. There is the river here and the road up here. So there is this the vegetation which has caused the failure, unfavorable dip of the rock and buildup of pore water pressure behind the Gabion wall. The movement of the rock mass along the plains, along the weak plains, resulted in increased instability. Erosion of the riverbank toe during heavy rains caused movement of overburden along this slope. So a close-up of the displaced Gabion wall, and you can see the landslide talus, and that is the Alaknanda river. And this is a culvert which had got damaged on the valley side. The erosion of the toe is evident here. So let's look at the remedial measures. The drainage was improved on the hillside and the valley side to channelize the water effectively to limit buildup of pore water pressure. Strategically located culverts, catch water drains, and chute drains were provided. Reinforced soil earth walls, replaced the Gabion walls on the valley side with a properly designed reinforced earth wall. And then apron was provided for the toe wall. The Gabion wall on the toe shall protect the exposed toe from erosion control. So a Gabion mattress was provided so as to protect against covering. With this, I conclude this presentation. The fragile Himalayas are prone to landslide. They are triggered by an interplay of plethora of natural and anthropogenic factors. The impact of the landslide on the society includes economic decline and losses, destruction and decimation of infrastructure, loss of life, impact of the river ecosystems, distress to population in the upper reaches, and affect the landslide and utility of beauty of the landscapes. They are usually triggered by unfavorable dipping of rocks, seepage of water through the joints, saturation of infill material along the joints, weak foliation plains, cloudbursts, heavy rains, floods, rock overhanging on the roads which cause rockfall, erosion of the toe on river valley side, and seismic forces. Geotechnical investigation with deep boreholes and geophysical tests in conjunction with the geological study can effectively evaluate the landslide, its lateral extent, and the severity of the problem. This assessment has been used to work out the engineering solutions for long-term stability of the distress zone. A mix of soil and rock, high seismicity, rainfall, and need for striking an ecological balance calls for site-specific engineering solutions. Most important thing being striking that balance in ecology. So I presented these three cases of Berahi, Gulabkoti, and Helang. I will not go into the details. Thank you very much. I acknowledge the R.G. Bilwell, McAferry, and Mort, who have been a part of this study. And we had done the geotechnical investigation. I'll be very happy to take questions. Thank you. With this, I close this presentation.
Thank you, sir, for taking the time out of your busy schedule for this enlightening session. So the platform is open for doubts and queries.
I think it was an excellent presentation, Mr. Ravi Sundaram. You have covered all the investigations, subsoil investigations, what type of test and what type of investigations we have to do in a hilly area and how to stabilize the slopes. Even the uphill slopes you have covered with anchors, drapery and rockfall control in the downhill, the Gabion walls, and then the RE walls. It was a fantastic presentation, and I think all the people must have loved it. Students must have got very good knowledge out of it. It's a very typical hilly area. You have covered 3 places. So one question I have in my mind, for the investigations, you have carried out seismic refraction test and then the subsoil. So in my mind it was going, can we do alone? Why you have done both the investigation? Is the profiles from the seismic and then the subsoil data? You want to confirm it? That's why you are doing the borehole data, because doing a borehole in a hilly area is difficult. Can we go just with the seismic refraction and come out with the profile and then provide all the remedial measures and do the analysis?
Thank you, Dr. Vasant. You see, seismic refraction is an indirect test, and to interpret the seismic refraction properly, you need to have borehole data. And drilling boreholes is very difficult. In fact, I just presented to you the bore logs, but I know how much problems we went through in drilling those boreholes, mainly access. So access has been a big problem, and we have but a borehole gave us a lot of insight into the depth of the slide zone, which we were able to match with the seismic refraction data. So it gave us confidence that we are on the right track.
Okay, so you mean to say, you suggest that to have the confidence, 1 or 2 boreholes has to be done for any investigation of a hill road?
Geophysical investigations of whether it is seismic refraction or MASW, you need borehole support. Otherwise, you cannot confirm.
Okay. Thank you.
One of the comments I have on the chat box is that I should share the PPT after the presentation. Definitely, I will do that. This is from Emmet Amoni Green. So I will share the presentation with the organizers, who will then share it with all the participants on the WhatsApp group.
Sir, can I ask one question, sir?
Please, sir.
How the shear strength properties of the overburden material was determined? How the shear strength properties of the overburden material was determined?
Sir, the overburden material was basically colluvium, boulders mixed with soil. Easy to determine the shear strength properties of the soil, but a mix of these two is not easy at all. So we had to go with our guesswork, assigning C5 values based on our assessment. This kind of ground is very treacherous, and you have to take a little conservative estimates. So that's all I have to say.
Sir, the project is already implemented in the field. It's already, all the remedial procedures are implemented.
Yes, McCaffrey has completed the job, and if you will go along the highway now, you will find the road beautiful and well done.
Okay, it's great. Yeah.
Any other doubts or queries to be clear?
Hello?
Now I'm requesting our chair of the session, Ajita V. Bhaskar ma'am, could you speak in a few words about the session?
Okay, thank you. So when planning an event like this, it is imperative to gain the participation of experts in the field. And sir, your willingness to share your time and expertise in the area of transportation infrastructure was commendable. We all agreed that your lecture was the most interesting one to start. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your time and experience with us. And please accept our sincere appreciation for the outstanding presentation for the Symposium on Highway Infrastructure and TSR Lecture organized by IGS Trivandrum Student Chapter of Marian College of Engineering in collaboration with the IGS Trivandrum Chapter, supported by TC202 Transportation Geotechnics, ISSMGE. Thank you so much, sir. All the best, sir.
Thank you, madam. In fact, it is my turn to convey my thanks. You considered me for making this presentation. I'm eternally grateful to you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there any other feedback to be told in?
Good evening, all. Sir, I'm Akshina. Sir, it was such a fabulous session. We got so much to learn from you about the landslides and cloudburst in Himalayas and its nearby places, and also its reasons. Thank you, sir, for spending a precious time with us. It was such a nice session.
Thank you very much. It is your words of encouragement which keep me going.
Yes, sir, definitely. So I think that's up with the feedback. Is there any other feedback to be told in? I guess we are about to.
Sir, actually, we have really cup and all this time for us. It's a wonderful session, sir. Really got it from my part.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there any other feedback or doubts to be cleared?
Hi, good evening, sir. Myself, Janagi. First of all, thank you, sir, for giving such a wonderful session. It was a very informative session for us. Like you give a very informative session about like landslides at Himalayas in various places and their causes and remedial measures, etc. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the wonderful feedbacks. So, as a small token of our love and gratitude, on behalf of the IIG student chapter of Marine Engineering College, we would like to give in a small token of appreciation to the speaker of the day, Ravi Sundaram sir. Could we have the token on the screen, please?
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir.
I value this very much.
So this is presented to Mr. Ravi Sundaram with deep appreciation for your visionary guidance and in grateful recognition for your enduring commitment throughout the symposium. And we thank you for spending your valuable time with us. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Now, to officially propose the vote of thanks, let me call upon the co-chair of the session, Meghavi.
Good evening, all. As all good things come to an end in life, so it is today's webinar. On behalf of the entire IGS student chapter, Marine Engineering College, I take this opportunity to thank our honorable speaker, Mr. Ravi Sundaram sir, for a wonderful and informative session. We are really enlightened with your knowledge, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm indeed very grateful to you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. I also extend my sincere thanks to the session chair, Ajita B. Bhaskar ma'am, for her enthusiastic support for this event. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful to thank all the other dignitaries, faculties, and students for their valuable participation and support for this event. Last but not the least, I would like to thank our management and all the organizing team members for their excellent hard work and effort in making this event a successful one. Thank you all and have a nice day.
I really appreciate the very well organized session. Thanks to Dr. Rani and all the students who contributed. This is really excellent.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your kind words. Let me thank you, Dr. Ravi Sundaram sir, as well as Ajita Bhaskar ma'am, and all the participants for your very patient and active participation throughout the session. I hope that all the participants have filled in the feedback forms. If not, please do it shortly. We are also expecting your valuable participation for the upcoming symposiums ahead. The next symposium is scheduled on December 2nd from 6 to 7 p.m. on the topic The Atal Tunnel Uniqueness and Construction Challenges by engineer Sunil Vasudevan, who is the PMC of Atal Tunnel Project, a techno-legal expert and the former CEO of D2 Consult Austria. So with that, we are winding up this session. This is Nihara Adnaya signing off for now. May you all have a wonderful evening ahead. Thank you so much for joining with us today. Thank you.
Thank you and good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you all participants for joining. Thank you.